Good morning, children. I welcome you back to the information technology class. Children, today we are going to start with a new chapter that is more on QBasic. Now, what is QBasic? Why do we use it? Where do we use it? Right? We should know all this thing, then only it will be interesting to read about it and learn about QBasic. So, children, you must have heard about computer programming. Why do we do computer programming? To program something so that a particular task is to be completed. Like, for example, calculator. Why do we use the calculator? To add, subtract, and all this. There is a specific task. Similarly, computer programming is also done to do some specific task. Okay, now QBasic is one of the earliest and the simplest high level programming languages. Now, what do you understand by high level programming languages, children? See, high level programming languages are those languages that are understood by human beings like us. Okay, for example, English. Would be a high level language because any program that is written in English is that high level language because it is understood by us. The thing that is not understood by us, the language that is not understood by us, is low level language. Fine. So QBasic is a high level programming language. And why do we use basic, children? This QBasic is used to write, edit, or debug and execute basic programs. Means it would like we need QBasic to make simple programs. Okay, not very integrated, not very complex programs, but simple ones. Like if I want to type a name with the help of program. Okay, if I want to type the name 5 times without actually typing that name, so I can make that program. Okay, even I can make a program to print from 1 to 5. Like I would write 1, then 1 2, in next line 1 2 3, in next line 1 2 3 4 5, like this. So I can make a program like this, simple and executable programs. Fine. Now basic stands for beginners all purpose symbolic instruction code. So because it is basic, so it is for beginners. Okay, only the programmers who want to learn basic programming, this is for them. Fine. So it is all purpose symbolic instruction code. So what is a program, children? Program is a set of instruction through which we tell computer what to do, how to do, like that. Right? Computer doesn't work on its own. We program it. Right? So there has been programmers who have programmed computers, and that is why it is easier for us to use it. Right? For example, children, what does programmer program? Um, okay, Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is a browser, right, that you use, or for example, you can say Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox that most people use, right? These are the browsers. So when you go to the internet and you type something in these search engines, what happened? These search engines search whatever you have typed in that search box. It will return you some values, right? So how does the Internet Explorer knew, or this Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome knew that what to do? Because it has been programmed like this. Fine. So this was the very integrated one. QBasic does very simple and basic programming. I hope now it is understood, children. Now let me read this part for you. A number of versions of basic have been developed over the years, out of which GW Basic, Turbo Basic, and QBasic are the most popular ones. So there has been many basic versions, okay, but these are the most popular ones and most used ones. So now we are going to study about QBasic. To start QBasic, children, we should have the software, okay, and that is already installed in your laptop, in our computer labs. So we don't have to worry about that. You just have to go and double click on the QBasic application. Fine, and it will launch a QBasic window that looks like this. So I'll show you this image of this to be clear. So this is a picture of the QBasic window. Fine. See the file, edit, window, and it is like this, of this color only, blue. So this is the welcome dialog box that we will see, and it reads like this: welcome to MS-DOS QBasic. Now why MS-DOS QBasic? So MS-DOS, we know what it is, right? Microsoft Disk Operating System. Now what is DOS, Disk Operating System? See children, nowadays we are using Windows, right? But MS-DOS was the operating system earlier than Windows. So QBasic was used at that time. And what is the what do you say? Relationship between QBasic and MS-DOS would mean, like, see, in MS-DOS, you only used to use keyboard. Okay, so for any purpose right now, we use mouse to click something. So when MS-DOS operating system was there, children, for anything which we are doing right now, like to right click also, we had to type programming. So that is very similar to QBasic. For small things, we used to write programs in DOS. Okay, commands we used to write in MS-DOS. Then only it was executable. And MS-DOS, it is CUI, that is character user interface. That means that we need to type the thing, then only that command will be executed. Okay, now we are clear with this. Now when children, you come with this thing, you see this thing, then if you press escape, children, then you will see this window, this clearer window. Okay, now children, see, as you can see this window here, it is right now untitled. So when we save this file, it will be titled with whatever name you give. Okay, now let's read out what it is written in your textbook. So we see this first thing, this is the welcome dialog box, right? Then when you press escape key, this welcome dialog box will go and you will get this clear QBasic window. Okay, that we saw. Now the very top thing is the title bar. This one is the title bar. Okay, then here you will see the name of current program running. So whatever current program is being running, that name will be here. Fine. Then these are the menu bar. So right now also, when we are using Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, we have that menu bar, right? There is home tab on the ribbon, there is home tab, view tab, format tab. So like that, here also we have menu tab, and these also have specific commands within them. We will read about this in the chapter. Next one is this blue area, children. This blue area is the code window where the actual coding or actual program is being created. So whatever we are going to do is here. Fine. Next thing that we know is the last part, that is status bar, children. Here is the status bar. Can you see this? I hope this is clear, or else I'll go to this part. So this is the status bar. Okay, so see, you can see here is the status bar, and everything that is of the shortcut is here. Like shift plus F1 will give you the help, F6 will be equal to the window. Okay, if you press F2, subs will come. If you press F5, it will go to the compilation. Okay, it will run. F8, you can see the steps. Okay, now children, at the very right side here, see what is written in your textbook. You will see the current column number. So when we are typing, children, this QBasic thing, it reads every character and it will tell you, because when we compile it, children, the thing is we should know where the error is. So it will let you know where the error is when you know which column you are in. So that is why you should know current column number. And then this very right side is the current column number, then is current line number, and this one tells you the status of the caps lock and num lock. So if it is in caps lock, it will be like this. It is if it is in if it is not there, then it will be in the smaller version. Fine. So see here, the very right corner tells you the column number, right? And this one tells you the line number. Fine. So are we through with this? I hope you have understood this window. So let's get back to your chapter. So children, to understand any language or to write any program, first we have to understand what all things are used in that program or in that language. Okay, so these things that we use to make a program are known as elements. Every programming language have their own elements that we need to use to make a proper program. Fine. So here in QBasic, elements are like this: character set. Now character set would mean like all the characters that we use on the keyboard, whatever characters are there. Fine. Then constants means a constant value or fixed value. Now variables like x, in maths we say no, let x be equal to this. So variables are like that, it takes the values, it we can suppose any values with that. Now operators, like operators are maths operators, division, subtraction, addition, all these things, symbols of maths are known as operators. And statements like QBasic, there are specific statements that tell computer what to do, like these are the commands that computer understands what to do. Fine. So next, the thing we are going to start is character set. Now what is the character set? I already told you, whatever things are on the keyboard are the character set. So in this character set, all the symbols or all the signs, which includes alphabets, digits, and some special characters including a blank space. So these all things are read by the computer in QBasic. So alphabets, it includes from caps A to Z. Okay, then small letters also it can read. Digits also it can read from 0 to 9. And then special characters are there, children. Whichever have been listed out here, these characters are read by the QBasic program. Okay. Now constants. What are constants? Constants are fixed values that cannot be changed. So constant can be a numeric like 7 to 1. These are the constants, to 284. Or decimal values also are constants. Even string values like address. So whenever we are writing characters, see, character set included ABCD, right? ABCD in the capital letter or the small letter. But why this is included in constants, children? Whenever we write any characteristics between these double quotes, that becomes a string. Okay. So whenever we use alphabets within the double quotes, it becomes a strings, and these strings cannot be used for arithmetic calculations, children. Remember that. So these are the strings because these are included between the double quotes. Fine. Next one is variables. Now I already told you variables mean you can change values for this. Like constant, the constant value was there 700 something was there, right? See, 721. That is a specific value. It can't be changed. 721 means 721. That doesn't mean anything else. 721. But in variables are temporary storage places of different kinds of values. So, say for in maths, when we say let this x be equal to this, y be equal to this, but there is a specific formula, x plus y is equal to z. So whichever value is of x, whichever value is of y, they will be added and will be stored in the z value, right? Like this are the variables. So these are temporary storage places of different kinds of values. We can save any kind of values. The value of variable can change during the execution of a program. When it will change? During the execution, when it is about to be executed or to be applied. Okay. Variables can be classified as numeric variables also and string variables. So there are two kind of variables, children. One is numeric, that will store all the numbers. Okay, and then string variables. So let me read this out for you. Numeric variables that can store only numeric constants. Now constants we know, like 5 is a constant, fixed 5. Okay, or even 200 something, 284, this is a fixed value. I can't assume anything else. So if I say x is equal to 287, so x will be the value, x will store the value 287, right? Like that. Mathematical operations can be done on numeric variables. So we can perform mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These kind of operators and many more can be done to numeric variables. Now string variables, children. String, we know whichever is between the inverted commas, right? Double inverted commas. So like that, there are string variables also. So to save these variables, which I can say here, these can be the values. Okay, these can be the values. So if I want to save it in a string variable, I need a string variable, right? That can store only string constants. So to store string constants, I need string variables. And how we can differentiate this? They must always end with a dollar sign. So any variable, like if it ends with a dollar sign, children, it is a string variable. For example, see, if I write x equal to, okay, x equal to 721, okay, 721, x equal to 721. So this is numeric variable, right? But if I write x, okay, and after that I put this dollar sign, children, like this dollar sign is equal to inverted commas open, this double comma, inverted commas open, 7 2 1. So this becomes the string variable, this becomes the string variable, and this is the string constant. Fine. I hope this is understood, children. Now next one is operator, children. Operators are tools used to perform some predefined operations like addition, division, etc. And they also do comparison, also comparing of values as greater than, less than. Okay, so these are the operators that include arithmetic, relational and logical relational things. Fine. Now QBasic commands or statements. I told you statements are commands, mean computer understands what to do, and it understands what the programmer wants the computer to do in that program. Fine. So the basic commands that we are going to study are, first one is print. So with the name itself tell you that what computer has to do, it has to print, it has to show this value. Print means to display some message. So print command is used to display messages and output of programs on the screen. Like for example, I make a program a plus b is equal to c and I say print c. So whatever will be the value, it will add a plus b and it will print the value of c. Like that, children. So print tells the computer to print the value, display the value, or give the output. Fine. It can print variables, constants and expressions as well. So the syntax of this command is, like if I want to write this command in my QBasic program, how will I write? Print, okay. Then after that, like variable c, right? For example, I said a plus b, I have to print c. So c. Constant, if I want to write, make it right, so I will write within the inverted commas and it will print. Expressions, like I want to say welcome to QBasic, so I will write print inverted commas open, welcome to QBasic, inverted commas close, okay, double inverted commas close. Like this, children, if I write the print, it will print exactly what is written within the inverted commas. Fine. And if I want to print any variable, I have to I don't have to write anything within inverted commas. I can print that variable, like print a or b, and before that I have to give that value a is equal to something. Okay, I have to fix some values in that a, otherwise it won't give any result. Fine. Next one is rem, rem. This is for remark, children. Like this command, if you use it, it helps you to add comments to your program. So children, if you're making a program and if you want to add some comment, okay, this program ends here or the second part starts here, that type of comment, that is that doesn't have to be printed, but you should know where it is starting, where it is ending. So that kind of comment, if you want to add, you can use rem, rem, that is for remark. Fine. Now next one is let. Okay, so let command is used to assign a value, like in maths, let x be, right? So we use that thing. So in QBasic also, let is a command that assigns a value to a variable. Let a be this, or let b be this. So whatever is there, we use it as a, like a, what do you say, it is used as a value, okay, for the variable. Now the value can be a constant also, and another variable also, like a is equal to b, and I can say b, initially I've mentioned b is equal to 50, so now a is also equal to 50, like that. And even we can give a variable the expression also. For let also, let x variable be equal to some expression, so print, I can say print x, like this. So the syntax of this command is like this, children. Let, then after that a variable. You don't have to consider this angular bracket. Let, like it will be capital X. Then you can equal to, then you can put here a constant value, a variable, or an expression. Fine, like this. So next one is input. If I want to input something in my program, I will use input command. It is used to receive input from the keyboard, right? So if I don't want to make a static program, if I want to make a dynamic program means I want the user to enter any value. Okay, if I want user to enter any value, then I will ask for the input, and that will be done from the keyboard, right? And it will be stored in a variable. The input command allows the user to enter either a string or a number. So we can use a string or a number, and it will be stored in a variable, and whatever we want to do with that thing, we can do, like if we want to print it, right, like that. So what is dynamic programming and static programming? The basic difference is, static would mean, I've already said a is equal to 5, b is equal to 6. Now I say print a plus b. So the answer we will get is 5 plus 6 is 11. So directly what answer will be shown is 11. So this is the static programming, children. Now dynamic would be, I am asking input a, okay, variable I've given a is equal to, so every time I run that program, I can input the value of a differently, which I can't do in static programming, right? So children, for today, we will study till here. Your task is, as always, read these things. If you have any problem, just ask me and I will clarify it. Fine. So children, this was all for today. And see children, this QBasic, I know we are going to do it practically, so be very attentive, because I know many people are not having this software at home. So be very regular for these classes. Fine. So this was all for today. Thank you and have a great day, kids, and keep learning computer.